Okay, so sorry we got in very late last night, as you saw, and we were in a hurry to pack up and get out of here because it's already 11 o'clock, and we've got a 3-hour drive home after we get out of here. But our tent was over there, and Lisa's tent was there. This is site number 1, by the way. So furthest away from the porta potties, but it's not a very far walk. It's right up the trail. You could easily fit 4 or 5 small backpacking tents in here. They all have a nice fire ring and benches to sit at. And this is campsite number 2, I believe. I think there's 3. I don't know if there's 3 or 4 campsites back here. This is campsite 2. You could fit 2 or 3 smaller tents in here probably. Okay, there is 4 because this is campsite number 3. This is campsite 3, which is okay, but I'm standing where the trail comes in to the actual campsite off the Blue Connector Trail. So if you're camping in 3, somebody's going to have to walk through 3 to get to 4 over here. And there were some people camped in 4 last night. Probably a group of about 5 or 6 people. Not sure how many tents they had. But this little nice secluded site too. And you could probably put 2 to 3 small tents back here. That direction, if you walk down the bank, you can get to water. We were refilling our water from the creek down there this morning. So, sorry I didn't get any video of our camp set up in the daylight, but like I said, in a hurry to get out of here. I got about 6 miles or so back out of here in a 3-hour drive home, and we both have to work in the morning. All right, so when you're coming back the Blue Connector Trail out of the campsite, come to this spot right here, and this is where you turn left to continue clockwise on the Torreya Challenge Trail. And that's where we'll be starting our exit today, and doing the other side of the Challenge Trail, and then connecting to the other side of the Torreya Trail back to the parking lot. And we're hoping, being that it was mostly uphill yesterday, that we'll see a little bit more downhill today. So we'll see as we go. Beautiful right now. Cooler in the 60s, probably upper 50s, low 60s as a breeze. It's a good way to start the day. I'm feeling good, and hopefully I'll feel as good by the end of it. First mile out of the on the Trailbreaker Challenge Trail. Once again, as I'm being redundant, going clockwise. Seemingly so is more gentle downhills and just rolling little ups, but more downs than ups. So I would say for the second day, this is definitely the way I would recommend as far as the direction of doing these trails. Things could change later. I'm not going to jinx myself by saying it's going to be like this all day today, but beautiful trail, great morning, and we'll see where it goes. First bridge and water source I've come to on the way out. I'd say about a mile maybe. I'm not clocking it today. My wife actually is in her phone, but bridge seems pretty well intact. All right, so just approaching mile marker 3 on the Torreya Challenge Trail, which would mean that we've hiked just about a mile from where we got back on the trail from the campsite. Just turned right off that forest road walk. It wasn't very long. Came to this little sign here. Going back up on the trail. Continuing along. I'm somewhere close between mile marker 3 and 4 on the challenge trail coming out. And the whole thing's really nice because it hikes along the ridge of the bluffs here. I just stopped here because I heard some water, and there's a beautiful stream down here. A little waterfall, probably very hard to catch on video. A little ways away from it up here. Actually, a couple little waterfalls comes down from that side, wraps around, and looks like it falls off again about 3 or 4 feet. Don't know if we'll get closer to that on the trail or not, but nice spot to kind of take a break for a minute and enjoy nature out here. Okay, I just got past that spot. Came to one of the bridges here that looks a little intimidating. I'll walk out on this thing and see how sturdy it is. I'm pretty sure the main logs are still in good shape here, which they are. So it looks worse than it is. Just kind of step around it. Definitely not as bad as it looks. But just to let you know, it's safe to walk over. Just shortly past that, just looking at the view off the kind of on the ridge of the bluff here. Again, the immense tree damage that Hurricane Michael did to this place. Definitely is a lot of it. A lot of twisted, broken, fallen big pine trees, other trees. Still a great hike. Alright, so we should be getting close to mile marker 5 on the Torreya Challenge Trail, and this is the worst of the bridges I've seen so far. It's doable, but it's definitely not a straight walk across. Something I didn't mention on the trail yet is there is actually a tremendous amount of trees down that you have to either crawl over or under, whichever works better depending on how high they are. So keep that in mind too. There is many of them. Okay, so we taking a little break. We just finished the Torreya Challenge loop. Just getting back on the connector loop to the Stone Bridge, where we're going to stop. It's half a mile to the Stone Bridge. Stop and fill up our water and splash some cold water in our face and cool off.
I can't get to. I'm sitting in it.
And then from there it's 2 miles out. And as I said before, it's definitely not as hard coming out if you continue clockwise from camp as it is coming in. It was definitely harder coming in.
Sean.
Out here on the connector trail, we ran into Billy and Sean. Billy has a YouTube channel called
Trailbreaker.
Trailbreaker. It's actually where we saw the first video of Torreya, is to help our decision to come out here.
Sometimes small world.
Whether that's for good, bad, or otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description of his channel as well, and check out his video.
Yeah, hopefully I'll have one up for this little bit.
Yeah, and the first video was a few years ago, you said?
I think it was probably about 4 years ago. Yeah.
Was that right after Hurricane Michael or shortly after?
It was just before.
Oh, just
before.
before.
Year before Hurricane Michael.
When it was actually shade.
Yeah. Oh man, it used to be so nice out here.
All right, cool deal, man. All right, we're gonna get on, catch up with our friend, and yeah, there we go.
Yeah. You
never know who you're gonna run into out here.
Very nice.
All right. Well, we made it back to the Stone Bridge, and stopped for lunch, fill up our water. After we came off the blue connector trail, I had to make a right and kind of backtrack about, oh, I don't know. It wasn't that far. It's just right up here. You can see that trail right around the corners where the connector trail is. So we only had to backtrack a few hundred feet. And then we'll be going back clockwise out of here and continuing to do the rest of the loop of the Torreya Trail back to the parking lot. And once again, this is an awesome place for cooling down and getting some good water to filter. Very nice, clean, cold water.
Chicken and almond butter.
Chicken and almond butter wraps for lunch. So there you have it, and I'll shoot a little bit more on the way out. Back on the Torreya Trail, and this is the first major bridge out. Quite a mess, but they did make a path around it. A little tricky obstacle course here. But it is diggable. Back up around. That's what was the bridge. All right, and we're hiking. Came to a nice little overlook here. It drops off down the bluff to the water. See the steep sand and clay walls. You can hear some water down there. There's another one of those trees in the way that I talked about. You can either go under or over. I think I'm going to choose to go over. What's the matter, Magpie? You tired of crawling over?
Yeah, a little.
Okay. Yeah, we're getting a little tired of crawling over trees, but we're almost done. So, there you go. Here's a quick view, if you can see it in the camera, of probably the last bridge before we get back to the parking lot. Down there a little ways, and if you can see the trail, it goes up, 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 up the other side of the bluff, back up to the top. And we're assuming this is going to be the last hard part of the hike. Beautiful trail. Amazing thanks to everybody who's made this possible. It took 2 years to clean this up after the hurricanes and open it back up to the public. It's beautiful land, beautiful trail, and I'm glad it's here for us and anybody else who wants to come and hike it. It's a definite must-do for your bucket list. Well, looks like we're coming, should be by the GPS, finally coming to the end of the Torreya Trail. It's going to come out onto the service entrance road, and we'll just have to cross over into the parking lot where we started. This has been an amazing time, an amazing hike. It's been a challenging hike, especially for someone that is not used to mountain hiking anymore. Someone that's lived in Florida for 30 years. It's been a long time since I hiked real mountains, and I'm not going to say this is as hard as hiking real mountains, Smoky Mountains, but this is definitely a good precursor place to come train if you're going to do the Appalachian Trail, anything like that. This would be a really good place to come and start your training if you're not used to hiking up and down different elevations and things. It's been an incredible workout. And here we are. Flags are flying. Coming up the road. First grass I've seen since we left to start this. Whew. Here we are. There's the entrance gate, the road in, and parking lot is right over here. And that's where we started our journey yesterday morning, and that's where we'll be ending this. Gotta come out and do this. Highly recommended. Put it on your list. Awesome time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time.